Hello and welcome to Keep a Vegan. My name is and always has been Ben, and today some stuff happened. News, accusations, loud noises. Today British Prime Minister Theresa May announced she was going to run a motion through Parliament tomorrow, basically calling for a general election. Theresa, no general election until 2020 May, will need 2/3 majority to actually kick off an election in the first place, which would normally be an easy win, but it wouldn't be the first time the Conservatives have put forward a backwards motion with the assumption there will be a certain outcome. All joking aside, it is pretty much a dead set thing that's certainly going to happen. So, when is the next general election? When is the day the United Kingdom will decide who they want to run the country for the next couple of years? 8th June. 8th June, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. 6 weeks! I can't decide what I want to eat for dinner in the space of 6 weeks. Okay, so 6 weeks until the general election is called and the country decides. Why has May done this? Well, traditionally, she has refused the notion of an election until 2020 since taking control of the country. So let's take it back a step. The EU referendum was called, the public made its choice, less said about that the better, and as a result caused a massive rift in this country. Whether you voted Remain or Leave, it is empirically impossible to claim that the promises made by the Leave campaign have been kept to. It wasn't even 9 AM on the day of the results when Nigel Farage was already backtracking. In fact, I want to give props to Jim Sterling for describing Farage as the embodiment of that feeling you get when you remember that you swallow spiders in your sleep. It's a good one. I'm going to use that one. The campaign for Leave was based on lies, which have yet to come even close to materialising. But shortly after the show he had wrought went wrong, then Prime Minister David Pig Cameron bailed in his responsibility, triggered a panic race for leadership between a bunch of people nobody voted for. In the end, Theresa May took the trophy, and since then she has refused to call an election, largely due to the astronomical support brought by the head of the Labour Party, Jeremy Corbyn. So why is she calling one now? Well, I believe there are a number of factors. First, everyone is giving her a hard time about the complete shambles that constitutes the country's side of the Brexit negotiations. It's weird. It's almost like everyone keeps piping in with what they think their constituents want out of a massive geopolitical breakdown that inherently affects them and the lives of their children and their grandchildren. I don't know. So May wants the bragging rights of shut up opposition parties, the country voted for me. If that's the case though, why has the vote only now just been called? Well, she couldn't do it close to her taking over because Corbyn and Labour would have wiped the floor with the Conservatives. However, the long slog along with media bias has led to his popularity dwindling in the public eye. May also couldn't have done it before she had triggered Article 50 because then the massive movement of people unhappy with the corrupt and pathetic way the Leave campaign operated and the ridiculous notion of deciding a massive thing like Brexit on the back of a single referendum would have pushed for a candidate likely to block or hold the triggering. So it's clear she feels pretty comfortable in her chances of success, but these things are never a clear thing. So why am I talking about it? Well, first off, I live in the UK and not everything I do is inherently vegan, okay? I'm more than my lifestyle. I do want to talk about the environment though, and food, and veganism. In their most recent manifesto, the document that outlines what a political party intends to do if they are voted in, the Conservatives declared that they would do some amazing things like tackle air pollution and, to be honest, it's mostly we will press the EU, we will ask the EU, we will beg the EU to do something that sounds great on paper but doesn't actually affect our bottom line. By the way, this year London Mayor Sadiq Khan had to announce a very high toxic air alert due to the air pollution in the city, telling people with breathing problems to avoid exercise. I'm not going to bother going through the entire manifesto, point by point, it's online, feel free to take a look at it, but the facts speak for themselves. Since the Tories took over, the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs have seen a cut of 57% to their budgets. Wind and solar power have taken a hit. They have killed the Green Home scheme. They also scrapped the Zero Carbon Homes plan. Not to mention, May has buddied up to con artist, failed businessman, pussy grabber and all-around turd merchant Donald Trump, who is to the environment what a house fire is to a souffle. That's not even considering the DEFRA Secretary Andrea Leadsom, who was dangerously close to being the Prime Minister before she made a misguided comment about being a mother and something I don't care. The point is, since taking over, Leatham has given one disastrous interview and has spoken in only 12 debates in the past year, which is well below the average for an MP. In fact, when she does speak, she doesn't really say anything. It's all empty platitudes. Generally speaking, Andrea Leatham has voted against carbon capture plans and targets since taking over as the UK environment person. By the way, you can go to theyworkforyou.com, a website that aggregates all the votes and speeches MPs do, to see exactly what they say and what they do when they're working for you. Because let's not forget, that is their job. They work for you and me, speaking on behalf of you when it comes to making changes and rules in the country. Leatham's chief opposition, the shadow secretary, is Sue Hayman, who I only just found out grew up in the exact same little village I grew up in. The exact same one. So there you go. She's of the same geographical progeny as me, so she's a good egg. Not egg. Chegg. All kidding aside, I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. You can probably guess which way I'm leaning, but I'm just imploring you to do the proper research and check the outcomes. I've no doubt over the next couple of weeks the media will be selling a lot of lies and spinning a lot of stories, but now is not the time to let someone else decide for you. Don't buy into the money-driven agenda of someone else. Just make sure you are aware of the facts. Use resources like theyworkforyou.com. Look into it, because making the wrong choice now could be the difference between filthy beaches, choking air and chemically laced meat from the US and a green, healthy and happy society. So, wade through the bullshit, get to the facts, look for primary sources, and if you ever need any help translating anything, feel free to get in touch. Click the subscribe button below to keep up to date, and don't forget, we also have loads of great stuff on the Patreon as well.